It is the best show in town. It is the best LGBTQIA show. So darling, why haven't you subscribed? Monday to Thursday, bringing you breaking news Wahala. On Friday, sex, education. And Saturday, burning questions. You know, all those questions you've been thinking of asking. Saturday is the day for you, darling. Ask your questions about religion, your questions about what you want to know about us, your question about anything. You can access anything on Saturdays doing burning questions. And you know one thing, you could to be the lucky winner to win our giveaways on Saturdays. And on Sundays, to crown it all, we have the market woman and shade price. So darling, why do you want to miss out on all these interesting things? Help this channel by clicking the subscribe button.
Now, it's no deny that LGBT community members cut across different professions, different occupations, and different sects of people. And one of them that recently come into limelight is a police officer who was beaten by community members in Benin. Obviously homophobic people, was beaten and stripped to his boxers with some other teenage boys that he's said to be sleeping with. 3 of them actually, that he was said to be sleeping with, and they were being asked all sorts of dehumanizing questions, and he was being shamed by the community, by people of the community. We'll show you that video in a bit, but we cannot start without giving you an introduction of who we are. I am Marvelous Achafu Kelechi. I am your host as usual, and I'm always joined by Chimereze Henry Awunaya in our Toronto studios in Canada. Chimereze, how are you doing today?
Good morning, Mr. Achafu. I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you very much. So guys, please watch this video, and when we come back, we dig deep into the subject matter. Please watch.
Mona see Okowa police. Raise your face. Raise your face, come on, to see you. See Okowa police. Now homosexual, see ya. They fuck, see ya. Now they fuck this one. How many times did I fuck you? 3 times. Where you for meter? You dey see am. Now Okowa police, oh, see Okowa police. You go. How many years you dey? 17 years. How many times did I fuck you? Your papa, tell me the truth. You don't fuck you. Where you go meet her? Now person introduce you, give her. You come. This one Asaba. You come from? Where you come from? Asaba. Now see they fuck you too. Okowa police here. Now only they fuck 3 people. Okowa police. They die. 4 people now they fuck. They go treat you.
So now that we are back, it's no. I think it's known that LGBTQ community members across different professions, whether it is engineers, doctors, lawyers, farmers, police officers, law enforcement agencies. But this case is very, very, very disheartening, at least to say. Can we say that because police officers have lost their face, what should we call it, their standards in the community, that is why they treated this man as such? Or should we just say that this is all in all bad? What do you feel about this?
To be honest, I feel this is pure homophobic attack. Let's forget his career for once. We need to be very vigilant because this community have been not just intruding, but they have been showing their homophobic act. The second question that needs to be asked is, why is this policeman with teenage boys? Not 1, not 2, 3. It was said 4 teenage boys. Why go for teenagers? I think that's one of the things that maybe have angered the community. We need to start having this conversation. Does age gap really matter? Can somebody who is 20 years older than you be sleeping with you, or 30 years or 40 years older? And again, going back, not just having consensual sex with young adults, but with teenagers is another thing we need to look at. I want to in every way defend this man, but on the other hand, he's with a 17 years old child. That is pedophilia. We need to call it what it is. We need to say this policeman, he knows the law, he knows the age. Why do you do things against the law? Thirdly, rather, this man as a police officer, how has he helped this community? When this community needs these police officers, do they come to our aid? No. Do they identify as police officers in our midst? No. So these are the things we need to look into. We need to look at police officers that are in this community. You need to start doing better, because one, you are part of this community, but they totally deny it because of the uniform, because of the institution. We need to become bold. We need to start preparing ourselves for the fight, because at the end of the whole day, they will come after you no matter who you are. If you're going to be gay and if you're going to be protected in Africa, you must be rich and wealthy. I feel it's because this police officer has no ranking. This police officer is not a DPO. This police officer is not rich. This police officer does not have command. That is why they could mob him and do this to him. But it is a sad story altogether. Over to you, Mr. Cheffel.
I think that for me, his profession played a big role in what was being done to him, because we live in a society. It's a worldwide thing, not really a Nigeria thing, but it's also here in Nigeria. It's a worldwide thing where people tend to use the word F the police. People have lost trust in police officers. People have lost trust in uniform men. People no longer believe in them because of the bad eggs, or the fact that a lot of bad eggs continue to spring up every day. But for me, rather, I would not, I feel for the police officer. I feel like this is homophobic, but I do not know. Maybe you might even be surprised that this same police officer might even have performed homophobia himself on some other community members, and might even distance himself for anything that has to do with the LGBT community. So if you do not defend the community or stand with the community or have no ground in them, do not expect the community to defend you. But what is my most biggest problem, what is rather most problematic for me, is the fact that they also shave the heads of those teenage boys as young as 15, 16, 17. Their ages were very, very young. First of all, you have no right to do that to an underage. It is illegal. Even recording themselves is a problem. In many other countries in the world, we know that most of the people there will be cooling off their feet in jail. Most of the dumbass, the idiots, the jokers, the comedians that were holding their phones and camera in the boys, if it was in saner societies, they will be cooling their feet in jails. They will be serving jails. They will be serving some time behind bars, and they will be doing some community service. But because in Nigeria it's a free for all, when anybody does anything and they get away with it, so people feel like they can continue to do rubbish and get away with it, because I see no reason why they were shaving the hairs of the underage female teenage guys. If we want to make excuse for the police officer, or at least, okay, we might try to want to defend police officer and so he's an adult, he was sleeping with younger boys. Or even the younger boys too, we look at the kind of maltreatment you give to them, or the treatment that you give to them. I will call it maltreatment, but that's not treatment. You can't even give that treatment to a cat or a dog in sinner crimes. You will get arrested, obviously, regardless of the woman. So I feel like, to me, it's just a big joke and a big comedy on those sides of those people. Those people don't care about justice. They are not into the justice system. I do not know who gives people this badge, or who makes them sheriff these days, that people go about just behaving in a senseless, radical, and irrational way, just barbaric. People just do all sorts of barbaric things. It's just really crazy for me. And that's just what I have to say about this. And that's been our offering on Q Talk for this episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, guys. So you guys know, comment what you feel under the comment section. Till next episode. See you guys later. Peace out.